Cervelli making $11 million is at the end of a contract. He's no future here. What do you do with Francisco Cervelli if you're the Pirates, Gene?
I really don't know what to say about Cervelli. I really don't want him to catch anymore. For some reason, he takes a worse beating, if you will, than any catcher I've ever seen. It's not just with his concussions, but with foul tips off his shoulder, the finger. I mean, catchers have historically taken a beating. That's why they're dressed like that. But I've never seen anyone take a beating like Francisco Cervelli. If he's got to continue to play, I hope he plays at first base or in the outfield, and he will be playing for somebody else because there's no way they're going to keep him around to pay him.
Yeah, certainly not. He'd have to take a massive pay cut, and even then, is there room? Right. The way Stallings is going, I think he earns an opportunity, and Diaz has been disappointing to me anyway. Pirates, after they won last night, Mitch Keller got his first Major League win, 10-2. He looked okay in 5 innings, 1 run, 4 strikeouts. Tonight, Trevor Williams, not so much, 3-0. Dodgers bottom of the first, and they're threatening for more. George Lochner on Twitter said this: I thought Trevor Williams had a chance to be an ace this year, but he's had a disappointing season. He really has. And this is the problem, I think, Gene, when you analyze their pitching staff. Right. You hope that Mitch Keller can be the ace they're looking for because they have no one else who fits that profile on this team. Quite frankly, we don't know, if you're analyzing, what to expect of any of these guys next year because it's been so erratic.
You know, and you see the mistake. I mean, it was not just us that made it, but going into this season, people thought that the Pirates actually had a very good 1-2 rotation with Tyone and Williams. And, it has not worked out at all. Those guys combined won't win 8 games probably. And that's the nature of pitching. And as you go into next year, I mean, it looks a lot bleaker than it did, going into this year where people thought that was the Pirates' strength, starting pitching. It won't be perceived as that next year. There's no way.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the lines, and thank you for joining us tonight. Pete in Squirrel Hill. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Pete.
2 points, Bob, if I may. Number one, regarding Cervelli, I think it's time he starts thinking about his health after baseball because those brain traumas have a cumulative effect, and each one is worse than the one before. But about Bob Walk, Bob, I have a lot of respect for him. He's been involved in professional baseball for basically 40 years. He keeps making a statement over and over. Now that the Pirates have fallen out of the pennant race for some time now, that they're playing about momentum for next year. Bob, he can't believe that. Case in point, look at the Boston Red Sox. Last year, 108 wins, waltzed through the playoffs in the World Series. This year, they're not going to the playoffs. Each season stands on its own, Bob. There's no such thing as year-to-year momentum in baseball. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. I do. But he has to say something. Gene, what do you think about that comment?
Not only is there no momentum year-to-year in baseball, there's really no momentum day-to-day. Your momentum, as Jim Leon always said, is only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. It's really easier to get on a long losing streak in this game than it is on a long winning streak. Streaks like the one Clint Hurdle's Rockies put together in 1997, that's really historic.
It really is. Ernest in Monroeville joins us on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Ernest.
Yeah, Bob, Gene, how you both doing?
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. I want to commend you, Gene. I like your column you wrote on Sunday about the Pirates.
Thank you very much.
Wordsmith, Gene Collier.
That was right on the button. And this off season is going to be very interesting because, I don't think the Pirates he's going to sign a top-notch pitcher because they need pitching. You got Cervelli out there, which I don't think he's going to be any good for this team next year. I think Gregory Polanco, they should put him on the block, trade him. Diaz, they need a catcher, another right fielder, and it's going to be an interesting off season. I'm just down to hear what's going to happen.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it, Ernest.
So much.
Go ahead, Gene. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a difficult transition here into whatever they're doing, and it could include the manager and the general manager, and who knows who else. So this will be I don't know if I would say that it's going to be interesting, but it's going to be tumultuous, let me put it that way.
Yeah, and they do have questions. Again, catcher, even with Stallings doing well, Diaz not so much, that's a problem. You need something more consistent.
Yeah, they have 2 backup catchers.
They have 2 backup catchers. That's exactly right. And then you look at right field. I am not convinced at all that Gregory Polanco is going to be anywhere near the same. He struggled with the same problem. The surgery came back too soon from, and now he's set back again. I don't know what his situation is, and if you're offering him up in a trade, what really are you going to get for Gregory Polanco?
Yeah, that really was a catastrophic injury he had there. I mean, he was as close as he's ever been to fulfilling his, complete potential when that happened, or at least in the last few years. But now, of course, he's nowhere near it, and that changes a lot of things about the way the Pirates have to go forward. There's no doubt about it.
Pete, on line 5. What's up, Pete? How are you?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Pete.
I just wanted to tell Gene that I saw the movie in Squirrel Hill, The Catcher Behind Home Plate.
Oh, good. I'm glad you saw that film.
And he was an amazing guy. He rubbed shoulders with Albert Einstein and Babe Ruth.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate the call. Let's go out to RJ in Somerset, who joins us now live on Pittsburgh CW. RJ, go right ahead.
Gene and Bob, I got 2 points.
Go ahead.
Did Roger Goodell fire Kareem Hunt after that assault in the motel? And in April or May, Tyreek Hill, wide receiver, ended up on the nightly news of Lester Holt. He was told not to show up for training camp for spousal abuse.
Right. Well, they didn't have enough evidence to go through with that, so Tyreek Hill is listed, and he's in camp, and he's playing right now for Kansas City. As far as Kareem Hunt's with the Cleveland Browns, although what does he have, an 8-game suspension to start the season?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Now that
So he was disciplined, but he will be back, and they traded for him. Right. Kansas City didn't want him, and now they have him, and they have Chubb in their backfield. They got a lot of pretty good offensive.
Beckham.
And yeah, exactly. So we'll see. That's why people.
That's why they're favored to win the division.
That's why people want to bet on them. But again, until you see it, you never know. John in Whitehall. What's up, John? How are you?
Hey, Bob, how are you?
We're good. Thanks.
I was just wondering, with the Pirates disaster season, how was Nunning not going to fire the whole staff? Going down to the scouting department, we can't develop any talent. Where is any talent? We've been drafting in the top 5 or 6 for years. There's no talent anywhere in this whole organization.
All right, man. I don't think there's any way he's going to get rid of everybody.
Well, no. I mean, the most drastic thing would be to get rid of Huntington, and then Huntington's successor, of course, would be able to be the architect of the scouting and player development staffs, and that would take, that kind of stuff doesn't happen overnight. I mean,
Right.
You don't fire everybody in the organization overnight. It would be good to fire it upward, but not, to fire Nutting overnight, that would be good.
And by the way, if you look at the depth in the minors, there's not a whole lot of help on the way, whether that's pitching or players in the position. There's just not much there. A few guys here and there, you can hope maybe, but it's not a lot on the way. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll be back with more. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW.